Hello, this is Pastor Rosemary. I wanted to make a video about why people who have nothing to do with financial services, like have nothing to do with the stock market, the bond market, or buying, various financial instruments, or even, even if you don't have simple things, even if you don't have a 401k, if you have nothing to do with it. Let's say you're like a young person and you're working and you're saving your money and you have nothing to do with the stock market. Why in the world should you care whether or not the stock market goes up and down? Why? Why should you care? This is the reason that you really should pay attention to general trends, because it will affect the way other people treat you, and it will affect your opportunities, and it will affect, again, how people try to maybe get you to buy something from them. It influences how desperate other people become. In 1987, I believe it was Black Monday before the stock market crash, where was I? I was teaching medical terminology at the Kapiolani Medical Center for Women and Children. I was a medical educator. I'm an RN, and I was teaching at that time. And I remember hearing about it on the news. I had a great time teaching class on medical terminology, and I was very happy. That was one of the best jobs I've ever had. And I remember being very happy at that time and hearing that and thinking, oh, that has nothing to do with me. Why should I care? With that said, a year later, I made the worst mistake of my life. I did something that almost ruined my entire life, certainly cost me that job. And I don't want to get into all that right now. It was nothing illegal or nothing anybody would think was bad, but it was something that was just a bad idea. And because I listened to somebody else, and I let other people who were desperate influence me and tell me that this was something I should do, that it would benefit my life, that it would benefit me, that I would be more successful and people would like me better and all these things, and all my problems, not all my problems would be solved, but that I would be, I'd be able to get jobs easier, and I'd be able to get better romances and, be more successful, and told me all this stuff. And I listened to them. They were desperate, of course, because they need money, because the stock market's going down and they're needing money. So people who you normally respect greatly, people in these professions that we respect very much, at the top of the tier of who's a professional and they're people, they're humans, and they have lives, and they have all kinds of problems, and they sometimes need money. And when they get desperate, because they're usually in the stock market, they're going to come after you. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to make you do things you shouldn't do and sell you things you don't need. They're going to get you into get-rich-quick schemes. They're going to, ruin your finances or whatever, or get you to have, try to sell you things that you don't need. And some of those things they might be physically harmful to you. Okay? And just because they're a professional with a license who's high up there in the professions, that doesn't mean that they care about you or they're good. And that they might tell you they care about you, but they don't. They care about one thing: getting your money. Okay? Getting your money. So 1 to 2 years after a stock market crash, you've got to really pay attention, because after another crash in 2001, 2 years after that, somebody took me for a lot of money. Why? Because the people that are being influenced by those people in the higher echelon, they start having trouble getting money, and then they start becoming desperate, and they're lower on the echelon, and they're going to try to get you into a lot of get-rich-quick schemes and things like that, and they're really going to pound on you and try to make you really listen to them and believe in them and believe in whatever they're trying to sell you. You're better off just going to work and saving your money. That's it. Go to work and save your money. If you want to buy something, I agree that you should buy something you can hold on to, like gold coins or silver coins or something like that. That's a good thing to do. I agree with that. Rather than do all these crazy things. Now, some people are more. Some people need more excitement than others. Cultures are different. People are brought up differently. But try to make it things that are not going to affect you permanently. Okay? If you want to have fun, go on a vacation. Do something that's not going to affect you permanently. Because after there's a crash, people are going to get desperate and they're going to put on their best outfits and they're going to put on their best face and they're going to come at you and they're going to be very calm and they're all for you and they're going to be really trying to help you. No, they're not. They're trying to get your money. Okay? So stick with things that are very stable and time tested. Because it looks like, things are, bear markets and bull markets. And guess what? When the market's going up, you should sell. And when it's going down, you should buy. Buy low, sell high. Buy on the way down, sell on the way up. Not easy to do unless you're doing it, like pilots sometimes have to look at their gauges. Can't go with what people tell you or your own emotions or your own fear. Look at your gauges, look at your numbers, because you're not going to do the right thing unless you're looking at the numbers. That's true. Okay, thank you. Thanks for listening.